Hello, welcome to Oversharing with JJ. I am JJ. Um, my first video didn't exactly go the way that I wanted it to. I was a little upset and overstimulated and a little bonkers. That's okay. That is probably going to be videos that are going to happen. This is what I was trying to go with, is something a little happier, a little more positive, a little more purposeful. I do have a very long list of things that I would like to cover in the next videos. But first, I'd like to talk about a little about myself. Actually, it's all going to be about myself and me trying to overshare, doing what comes naturally to me, and that is overshare about myself. So it's going to be very vulnerable for me and very hard for me to have this kind of visibility, because I honestly don't like to be seen, one of those people who have curtains on their windows at night, because that's the only way I can feel comfortable. That's okay. I am trying to talk about these things to maybe help other people talk about these things. I have noticed in my own personal life that it has helped other people, me talking about just the struggles that I've had in the last 7 years. And we'll touch base on all of those things. But it is a pretty long list that I have started. Here you can see it scribbled in my incredibly beautiful handwriting. So I have a lot of things to cover. I'm going to repeat myself more than likely. I'm going to get stuck. But I'm not going to try to edit. I'm not going to try to create some fake stuff. This is all very real, very personal, very exposing. But also, hopefully, very informative. Trying to help my family understand just how hard it is. Trying to notice the things myself. I've worked very hard in the last 7 years. As I had lost my partner, my person, and everything became impossible. And I was trying to understand why, trying to learn why. And a lot of things that I'm going to say is, it might hurt some people's feelings. It might make other people angry. It might bring up some shit from past people. And I am in no way trying to do something negative or hateful or hurtful. This is just me telling what I've noticed, sharing what I've noticed, sharing what I've learned, sharing what I've been through. I mean, Med's journey is a bitch. But that being said, I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things to talk about. I have a lot of personal shit to share. And hopefully we can create some kind of a community where fellow people like myself, fellow neurodivergents, are not necessarily doing it by themselves. I have fought to try to just find community, and it just doesn't work. I have figured out what my self needs, and I plan on wrapping up my situation here. As you can see, there's a lot of repair and rebuilding and things that are happening. I'm gonna sell my place and buy some property and live someplace that's much more peaceful. We'll talk about all that stuff, the purchasing, the path that I'm taking, the move, all the things to try to simplify my life to a point where I can get grounded and feel comfortable and have that thing that I own finally. underneath of me that I don't feel like somebody's going to take at any moment. So hopefully that stability. And I would hope to share some recipes because cooking is something that's important. I do have other issues other than the autism and the ADHD and the ADHD. I have a Hashimoto's, and that throws a wrench into a bunch of things. So, and this past couple of months, I've been trying to reverse the effects of a fatty liver and insulin resistance, which is making the whole system very angry. And this all came about in the last 7 years, 6-7 years after I lost my person. And then COVID, I lost my sense of taste and smell, so food just sucked. So I just ate whatever, and what's at the grocery store. It's fucking poison. So just trying to make things better. Trying to still make junk food that isn't, so junky. So I have recipes that I would like to share, and some home remodel stuff that I would like to share, even though the days are hard. I would like to do a list item once a week, whether I'm good or not. This one I wanted to be pleasant. I wanted to be welcoming. I wanted to be informative but the weekly stuff I was hoping would just happen. Hopefully I would just do the thing if I'm upset or if I'm overwhelmed or if I'm just a shit, whatever it is. I would like to be able to do it, and I think this first one was a boundary. One of those things that just weighs heavy on your mind. I wanted, obviously, perfection, because that's part of the neurodivergent thing, right? You want perfection instead of something happening. But this, I'm just making it happen. Today's been kind of a busy day talking to, my AI. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have more conversations and better conversations with it than I do fucking people. So I don't feel bad about it. That's what happens when your brain runs on Linux and everybody else is on iOS. You got to learn how to fucking make it work and how to make it talk to everything else. So that's good. You understand my medical conditions. I am 46 years old at the moment and just got these diagnoses in the last couple of years and have tried to medicate and try to go to therapies. I have a counselor and a therapist and a psychiatrist. And the last 6 months I've been doing neurofeedback, and I'm doing the work. I'm listening to myself. I'm putting myself in, social situations. I don't hide in my house as much as I would love to. Part of the dietary restrictions is my insulin resistance and fatty liver is it's compromised my stomach, and I had to quit eating cheese, which is kind of a bitch. And cream and, just whatever. So we'll talk about some of those things more in depth. This just wanted to be a welcome. Hello. and to kind of set the tone of this being a place of understanding and healing and education, not just for yourself, but for myself, because each thing I would like to spend the week like putting down a couple of notes so I can just flow pretty easily, even though right now I'm flowing pretty easily. So we can cover the things without over covering the things or doing the things again and again and again. So I guess we'll see you next time, and hopefully this one is a good start and a good direction, and this works out. So I would like to say to embrace your weird self, and we'll see you next time.